Howdy champs, my name is Mohit and people, today I'm going to show you how to create a pure CSS shape, a pure CSS envelope. I actually set out to create a pure CSS Pac-Man like shape but ended up creating an envelope. So what I'll do is I'll reserve the Pac-Man for maybe the next tutorial. Let's see. Right. In fact, the CSS is moderate, not too much, not too less. Right. So what I'll do is I'll simply talk you through the code and not recreate it. I'll manipulate the code in such a manner that you'll actually understand the concept quite clearly, and I won't have to go through the pain of doing it all over again. In fact, it's taken me all morning to create this shape. I'm not so sure it's such a decent shape, but it's surely not bad. You let me know how you find it. Okay, so let's look at the HTML first, which is quite easy to understand. A division with the class of envelope, division closes out here. That's all, right? And as far as the CSS is concerned, the body has a padding of 25px, just creating a cushion all around of 25px. That's it. You can have a margin or a padding going whatever. It's still gonna create a cushion all around. Cool. So this rule is simple. Okay. Now you see I've used the pseudo element colon after. I've used the colon after pseudo element to create some content after the class envelope. Let's understand the class envelope first. So let's in fact disable the second rule by making it a comment, and this is how you actually do it. An asterisk and a forward slash. Okay. Now that the second rule is actually disabled, in fact, I'm not considering this a rule at all. Let's consider this the first and this the second rule. Envelope is the first rule. What the first rule does is, it's an old trick, people. You should know, if you're good with CSS, you should know this, that it's very easy to create triangles like this. The trick is to have a width and a height of 0 or no width and height, and then apply top, left, bottom and right borders. Now what I've done is for the top border I've actually used the goldenrod color, and for the left, the bottom and the right I've used transparent colors or transparent. Basically I've rendered it see-through. That's the reason. You can just see the top border and not any other border. In fact, just for the testing purpose, I'm going to turn this red, this green and this blue. Okay, let's see. Now you see I've used the border top 50, border left 70, border bottom 35, border right 70 pixel. Basically I just it was important that the envelope flap should be a little bigger, so that's the reason I did not go with equal values but a higher value, like different values to create a bigger flap, a bigger top flap. Right. So when you keep the width and the height 0 and then you apply 4 different borders, this is the you get this kind of a image. But then these 3 sides, red, green and blue, I made them transparent. I'm reverting, and that's the reason you can just see the goldenrod color, the border top goldenrod color, and not any other color. Yep. Okay. And if I were to, let's say, disable the first rule and enable the second rule, which I'm going to do so now. Okay. The position got shifted. In fact, I need to enable both the rules together. Excuse me. Yeah. So now this rectangle here, just under the flap, you get the appearance of it being under, is actually a pseudo element. With pseudo elements, colon before or after, you should know how to use them, people. If you don't, please check out some other tutorials from me or from someone else and get the concept synced in properly. Let it sink in, and then you can come back and join me. Okay, but basically colon after colon before rules allow you to create some content before and after, but actually within. We say before and after, but actually within. It gives you two empty slates to work on. Pour all your imagination and creativity. Right. So you have to use the content property. I've kept it null, and then the position I've set it absolute for the pseudo content. You see the position is relative for the envelope, and for the envelope after I've kept it absolute. This time I've kept the width and height as 140/80. Now this has to match the border dimensions that I've used, 50, 70, 35, 7, I have to keep that in mind, so that the rectangle that I'm creating out here has to have, width and height matching the borders that I've actually used. The borders are going to add up to the width and the height actually. Since the width and the height are 0, the borders are going to give the appearance of a width and height, right? So make sure that the width and height is in accordance with the borders. Right. Now for the background, I've used a radial gradient going from gold to goldenrod. Now the effect, the radial gradient gives the effect that that you have a flap over. You see it has a light background and the flap is actually a little darker. To create this effect, I needed to use the radial gradient with the background property. Okay. Now left minus 70, top minus 50. You see the envelope after was actually originating from the center of the envelope and not from the top left. That's the reason I had to shift the origin here by using left and top properties. See, if you remember, I've used the position absolute. Once you use the position absolute, then you can use the top and left, right and bottom properties and align the new content where you want it. That's exactly what I've done out here. And the Z index is actually sending the rectangle, the newly created rectangle, this rectangle, under the flap and not over it. And since the other three borders are actually see-through, transparent, 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 that's the reason we are able to see this part. But this is hidden by the flap or the top border, call it the top triangle, whatever. Right. So basically, you see, the rules aren't that difficult for a person who has a good understanding of the colon before and after rules, and it's really, really important that you should, because then as I've used my imagination to create this kind of a structure, I'm not so sure whether it's quite decent or not. I'm sure you'll get images which are a lot more impressive than what I've actually created, but remember, those are images. They are heavy. This is so very lightweight, and this is the work of you feel glad from inside when you use your creativity this way. Obviously makes your the whole web page lighter when you start using CSS created images rather than real images, right, people? So let me know how you found my attempt. Please comment, please subscribe, please thumb the video up if you think it deserved a thumbs up, and even thumb it down. I don't mind if you think I did not do a decent job. Criticize me if you think I need it. It should be coming my way, but do let me know how I fared. You have a good day. Bye bye. Peace. And yes, people, this is the URL. You can actually fetch the code from the URL. It's that easy. You have a good day. Bye bye. Peace.